So it's been almost a year since Insomniac announced not only that they were making the expected sequel to Marvel's Spider-Man, but also that they were currently developing a Wolverine solo game as well. I loved what they did with Spider-Man, and so I have a ton of faith that Insomniac will pull out all the stops to make the best game where you're the best at what you do, and what you do ain't pretty. And so here's what I would like to see from Insomniac's Wolverine game. This video is sponsored by Geologie. Now, I don't know about you, but me personally, I don't have a healing factor that makes me look ageless, so I gotta take care of myself and my skin, and you probably should too. Which is why Geologie is making skincare as easy as possible. All you have to do is take a 30-second quiz and they figure out everything else for you. Whether you need help with acne, wrinkles, oils, dark and puffy eyes, they can send you a 30-day trial set that's perfectly catered to what you need directly to your door. And better yet, it's super easy to incorporate into your routine. Just a minute in the morning and a minute at night and you're done. For me, my sleep schedule is a total nightmare, and so I'm really appreciating their award-winning under eye cream that comes with the trial set. It helps with my dark, sullen, depressing eyes, and now I can pretend that I'm not exhausted 24/7. Skincare really doesn't need to be difficult, and Geologie is doing their part to turn handsome into a habit so you can look and feel more confident every day. Head to geologie.com and take their free skincare quiz to save up to 70% off your 30-day trial. That's geologie.com. Even better, join their new Geologie Galaxy community for more daily tips, giveaways, and more at discord.gg/geologie. And thanks to Geologie for sponsoring today's video. It's like 85 out right now, and I've got a big ass light pointed at me, so if I'm sweating in this video, you know why. The first thing I want to see is a connected universe, but not too much. It's no secret that the Batman Arkham games were a massive success for DC, and I believe that the biggest misstep was waiting too long to capitalize on that world. We got references to characters like Superman or the Flash, but only now are we expanding with the Suicide Squad game, and it kind of feels like too little too late, and I don't want Insomniac's Marvel universe to make the same mistake. Obviously, Avengers is out of the question, probably for the best, and Guardians of the Galaxy is apparently doing their own thing, but I think that the idea could be really fun to explore. Also, Insomniac, if you're listening to this, I would like a Daredevil game, please and thank you. I don't want to think too much about story just yet, but I think there's some potential to have a really fun, really interesting Marvel gaming universe. But at the same time, I don't want to go too in depth with the connectedness. I think that what the MCU's accomplished is great for what it is, but a lot of people seem to forget that most of the time, these characters don't cross over too much. The connections should be minimal, nothing more than a passing mention or reference to Spider-Man in New York. Let's focus on Logan and his story for this and not rush into crazy crossovers or overconnectedness. That being said though, I want to fight the Hulk. Damn. The next thing I want to see is no open world. For a character like Spider-Man, an open world makes sense. You swing around and the relationship he has with the city is a huge part of the character. But with Wolverine, that's not really something he's known for. After Breath of the Wild came out, every game wanted to be an open world. But I think there's still a lot of value in something that's more linear. That's part of the reason why a lot of people were into the Guardians game, because it felt like something unique. I'm not saying an open world wouldn't be able to work, I of course have faith in Insomniac, but I would rather they focus on creating unique and refined combat experiences in a linear level design with open and unique ways to tackle each area. Maybe do what Jedi Fallen Order did, making it kind of like a Metroidvania, where you backtrack and explore to unlock new areas along a singular path. The next thing I want to see is in-depth combat. I want to slice some shit up, and you can quote me on that. With Spider-Man, the biggest thing that they had to do was get that swinging right. With the Wolverine game, the combat is 100% going to be a main selling point. I don't want something that's just a button-mashing hack and slash. I think for a character like Wolverine, challenge is something a lot of people are going to be attracted to. I want to see full-on combo chains with launchers and special moves and perfect parries and a huge variety of possibilities within combat. Ideally, the combat should be easy to learn to make the game as accessible as possible, but have a super high skill ceiling to really get the most out of it, and the game should reward that kind of knowledge. I don't need like Sifu levels of depth or Dark Souls level of difficulty, but something similar would go a long way to really make you feel like you're a 5-foot-tall Canadian murderer with bones made of metal. Also, this is probably gonna happen, but the game should be rated M. I'm sorry. It should. Sorry, kiddos. Because I want to see some guts. You can quote me on that too. But also, can they have like the option to turn off the blood for streamers so I could stream the game and not get in trouble? Thank you. The next thing I would really want to see is a real health system. Health in video games is kind of an art form that I think should be taken advantage of here. Just having it be regenerating health would be kind of a wasted opportunity in my opinion, so I want to see a more complex system when it comes to a life bar. Something similar to how the Wolverine Origins game did it, which is a game that has no right being as good as it is. I'm not joking, this game is way too good. If you're thinking, oh, it's just a licensed game for the worst X-Men movie, there's no way it's any good. No, because the movie was such a shit show, they delayed the game a bunch, which let them polish and refined the game and add new things, and it turned into a genuinely really good Wolverine game. I'm not kidding. This game's so good, everybody. In that game, you had a regenerating health bar, but also a core health bar that started taking damage when that first one ran out. It kept the game challenging while still letting you rush in and tank a lot of damage. Speaking of a health system, I burned myself making popcorn. The next thing is kind of an honorable mention, but that's love. I have faith that Insomniac can deliver the same amount of polish and care for this game that they did for Spider-Man. Like with different costumes and Easter eggs, Wolverine isn't a character with as many iconic outfits as someone like Batman or Spider-Man, but they could do a lot of fun stuff like have suits specific from different shows or animated series. I mainly just want to play as Logan with a cowboy hat from X-Men Evolution. Is that too much to ask for? I don't think so. Is he wearing a cowboy hat in the trailer? I think he is. Hell yeah. On the topic of X-Men Evolution, if we could bring back Scott McNeil, that would be really cool. Of course, Steve Blum always does a great job voicing Logan. Or we can try and find a newcomer for the role, like my friend Eric, hashtag Eric for Wolverine. That wasn't a joke. Eric is a super talented voice actor, and he should 100% play Wolverine. And finally, the number one thing I want to see from this game is Laura Kinney. This is gonna make some people mad. That's great. But Laura Kinney might be my favorite Marvel character, definitely top 5. Tom Taylor's run on All New Wolverine is one of the best comics Marvel's ever produced, and I think Laura absolutely deserves the time in the limelight the same way that Miles Morales is getting with the Spider-Man games. I obviously don't want her to outshine Logan or anything, this is still his story of course, but just showing that she exists and maybe seeing her origin or her recovering from being X-23 to take on the Wolverine mantle, that would be the coolest shit in the world. By the way, Laura is Wolverine, you're gonna have to cope with that. Stop calling her X-23, that would be like calling Logan Weapon X, and that's weird. If combat's going to be main focus, maybe there can be different challenge rooms with different playable characters like Logan or Dakin or Laura or Sabretooth or Gabby, you know, that'd be really fun. Because it's a Wolverine game after all. It'd be kind of weird if we only played as Wolverine's dad the whole time. But anyway, those are just some random gameplay things I want to see from the game. If you have any thoughts or ideas about what you'd like to see, let me know down below. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Spider-Man College Trilogy Part 3 is coming soon. Special thanks to Alto the Sting, Angel Garcia, Cabbage Boy, Cassidy Bond, Chicken McDoofus, Damp Towels, Iron Ninja, Jonah, Corey's Not Fresh, Lime Spice XL, Logan Triplet Films, Ryder Harrison, Stefan, The Artsy Fartsy Guy, Tim Neufeld, Tyler Goodrich, Yobi Perkins, Zachary Stonebreaker, Zero to Hero 148, and ZZ Toasty for being spectacular fanboys on my Patreon. This is MatroyBoy17 coming at you live. Eric for Wolverine, be responsible, and I'll see you around.